railway and railway cars loaded with coal, cargo, as well as passengers. They would turn the ship around here and back down between the two piers, right to the very end, hook up the railway tracks and unload the cars and disembark their passengers. Now if you look hard to your right, you will see a building on the beach called the Beach House. A very nice restaurant, I understand. But what I really want to point out is the 4 real live palm trees out front. Yes, we actually have real live palm trees here in Port Dover. How they survive through the winter is by replanting them inside a warm environment, then bring them back out again in the spring and replant them back on the beach. Also, we used to have down on Silver Lake a bunch of greenhouses belonging to the ivy family. Their favorite thing to grow was roses, so they were known then as Ivy's roses. The other thing is right along the beach here, there used to be a big building out on the water called the Summer Gardens, where a lot of people came to dance and have fun. I imagine you've all heard about the War of 1812, that for some was fought out here on Lake Erie, between the British and the Americans. When May of 1814 came along, the Americans had run short of supplies, so they thought they would come over here from Prescal, which is over by Erie, Pennsylvania, to check out our inventory and see what we had in our warehouses. So there was 5 large ships, and on board they had over 800 men. They came over and anchored right here. They disembarked their crew and went ashore, searching all the buildings in Dover Mills. They could not find what they were looking for, so their commanding officer, Colonel John B. Campbell, said, "Fellas, burn the place down." So they did, except one house. And what happened at that house? The lady that day had just finished baking bread, and she saw these scrawny, half-starved soldiers coming along, and offered to feed them. So they took her up on it, and went out to the barn and got them some nice cold milk and fed them. Colonel Campbell came along shortly afterward and said, "Fellas, you know this lady was pretty good to you. I strongly suggest you don't burn her house down." So it still stands today on Prospect Hill.